As I was sitting in the green room over here, I was thinking that I am just so honored and humbled to be amongst such wonderful, fearless women today. I had no idea what I was going to be talking about in terms of the women who I was going to be addressing, and I'm just thrilled to be here. I know that you had a million things that you could have been doing today, and I am so, again, humbled and honored to see so many women come out who are taking charge of their processes and their outcomes. And it is my commitment to you today that I'm going to leave the stage after I've shared with you how you can keep more money in your businesses and make more money in your businesses with my rather left-brained content here today. Are you ready for the Shark Tank? Are you here and ready, and do you know what it means to grow a comfortable company, a valuable company, or do you know what your business is worth? I expect you know or heard of the TV show, The Shark Tank, and if you're not familiar with The Shark Tank, here in Canada you call it the Dragon's Den. I love that show. It is that TV show where you have a number of billionaires with very deep pockets who have money to spend and invest in small businesses, and small businesses who are interested in scaling and growing a business and are looking for investors or mentors to help them. Now, it's the devil in me that says that I love this TV show because I love the dialogue, but I also love the questions that are being asked of either side. I love the fact that there is a business owner with great ideas, but it makes me crazy when I understand and see the fact that they don't understand the values that their businesses have, and they give away too much value to a shark who absolutely understands that they could take a piece of this business and buy it on sale. So part of my mission is to help business owners, women business owners, become great, to take a seat at the investment table. I want them to be able to and have an interest and to want to pursue partnership with a shareholder and to make the best deal of their lives. Since my time working for a Wall Street firm and sharing and observing how closely the details are watched and the numbers that are taken very seriously and the impact they have on business, I have learned and feel very strongly that taking time to keep track of your business benchmarks and the points of valuation in your business are the necessary ways to be the expert in your business so that you can become Shark Tank ready if you are indeed interested in looking for funding. Now, the numbers of women that are winning venture capitalist or private funding in the United States and also in Canada is abysmal. We've heard so many of the statistics today about women-owned businesses and their ability to win money. We have a number of women that are interested in those opportunities. The numbers bear and the statistics bear this to be true. In the United States in 2016, a venture capitalist database by the name of PitchBook tells us that in 2016, $58.2 billion of investment money was awarded to male-owned businesses. That same year, women-owned businesses won $1.46 billion. Why is that? The statistics bear this to be true, too. The fact is that male-owned businesses are vetted based on potential. Women-owned businesses are based on, guess what? Performance. Potential and performance. Now, we can say that this isn't fair. We can beat our hands into our chests. We can say that we should be legislating this. But the fact of the matter is we're going to need to do this one smart business at a time. I want to be able to explore with you today how to be in control should you want to pitch or to raise private capital, whether it comes from a bank, from family, from a potential partner, and that going in that you know your numbers cold. More than that, positioning your company with a strong foundation that puts you in the driver's seat to knowing what your value is when you're raising capital so that you can make a great deal. So let's start talking about keeping score. We need to start thinking in our businesses in terms of making profit. I know that we think about revenue, and again, this is very left brain thinking, so stick with me. We need to think about profit. I know that revenue is one of those numbers that we take a look at, but I just want to share a quick story with you. Early in 2017, I sat down with a couple. They were a wonderful couple that had started a business outside of their home. They wanted to transition from their full-time jobs into this business. They'd made in excess of six figures, several six figures their first year, and it looked great for them in 2017 to be able to scale out of their day jobs. We sat down, we looked at the revenue, we knew what the revenue was because we saw the money coming in through the bank. We sat and we spreadsheeted it, and we looked at their business expenses, their cost of goods, the cost to bring those goods to the market, the cost of expenses to travel, and by the end of the day, when we looked at everything, at the end of the profit and loss, it looked like they only brought back 1% of their actual revenue. Now, in business, a 1% kickback after the first year may not be such a bad thing if you're growing a business. However, in this case, this couple were not looking at their numbers on a monthly basis, and it was a surprise because they were looking for really big revenues at the end of the year to be able to transition out of their day jobs. So 2017 was a year of transition. They worked things out, but don't allow the numbers to be a surprise to you, because at the end of the day, that 1% didn't help them with taxes either, and that had to come out of their personal accounts. So let's start looking at the scorecards and looking at what's most important. Now, not everyone here is an entrepreneur, so bear with me. I'm going to talk about 3 reports that each of us need to be looking at on a regular basis. The first one that we know is called the balance sheet. I know we know what the balance sheet is, but again, for those of us that are not really prepared and understand it, it's basically a report that allows us to take a snapshot of our business at any point in time. It keeps us honest, and it's divided into 3 sections. It gives us our assets or cash, our liabilities or debt, and our shareholder or equity, which means the money that you put into the business. And basically, this report tells us the stuff we have and who owns it. That's our first point of valuation. Our second point of valuation is the income statement, and that is a report that gives us a snapshot of our business over the course of time. Again, divided into 3 sections: our revenue, our expenses, and our profit. And that, if you want to look at it over the course of a month, 6 months, a year, 5 years, that's what the report will give us, depending on what dates we put into the system. But at any point in time, you want to be able to understand what your balance sheet looks like and what your income statement looks like. The third report is our statement of cash flows. That's a report that not very many business owners use, but it's very imperative for us to understand that the cash flows into the balance sheet and shows us how we use the money that comes in to operate our businesses. Now, what do investors want to know about your company, and how do you make your company more valuable? Of course, you want to know your numbers. You want to know your financial position. Investors will want to know your first 1 to 3 years worth of sales, but they'll also want to know the margin growth of your companies. What is your gross margin? If you purchase something for $10, do you sell it for 10, or do you sell it for 20, or do you sell it for 50? They'll want to be comfortable with your industry type. Private investors want to feel comfortable with you. If they're going to spend money and want to generate some income, they'll want to have some understanding and some comfortability with the kind of industry that you're in. What does your customer base look like? Do you have a sticky customer? Do you have a customer that is a repeat customer, or one that you have to go out and purchase each time you have to make a sale? So that, again, ties into your marketing. Is your marketing budget one that is too high based on having to go out and look for new customers? Do you know what your conversions are? Do you also track useful data? Do you have a board of directors? Do you have a group of people to help you keep your eye on the prize, remain objective about your business, continue the leadership in your company, and help you stay with your eye on the prize? That could be a business attorney, it could be your CPA, it could be a business strategist. We love our companies, and there is an art and a science to evaluating a company. It's sort of like bringing a house to market. If you're going out to buy a new house, your value is based on its location. It's based on whether it's a new build or a fixer-up, or whether you've put a new roof on the building. So your position is strengthened by your market potential. How much cash can an investor take out of the business? And the investor is going to be objective and will watch laser-sharp details with which to make a quick decision as to whether your company is a safe bet for them to take ownership and take partnership with you on. So these are some of the critical pieces of information that investors are going to be looking for. If you're looking for valuation in your company, these are the things that you're going to need to be comfortable with understanding. So knowing your company in the ways that I've indicated and described is essential, even if you don't want to pitch for funding. I want you to strive to be the expert in your own financial affairs. Please come and ask me questions and use me as a resource. I'm here and I'm committed and invested in ensuring that you receive the information that you came here for. I'll turn this back to you. Are you ready for the Shark Tank? And are you ready, if you are in business, to look at the numbers and to learn the truth about what the numbers are telling you about your business? Please stop by and see me at the table. Thank you.
Thank